Third consecutive game here in Nassau, the Tar Heels and the home whites. Arkansas in the reds as Jeb Hartness sends the ball skyward at midcourt, and Arkansas wins the tip into the backcourt. And here come the Hogs right towards us on the baseline, moving from left to right. Blocker sends a pass over in front of the Carolina bench. Mark drives past Ingram, past the free throw line, drops it off underneath. Mitchell, pump fake. Baycott couldn't affect the shot, and he lays it in over the Tar Heel forward. It's 2-0 Razorbacks. Carolina with the ball for the first time this afternoon, 30 seconds into today's game, trailing 2-0. Ingram, ball over his head on the far wing. Carolina sends it back around to the left side, and Baycott pushed from behind on the entry pass. That was Mitchell bodying him up, his first and the team's first. Carolina maintains possession with 19:22 to play in the first half, trailing Arkansas 2-0.
If that's going to be the way this game is called, going to be a lot of whistles. There was not a lot of contact on that play.
Cadeau enters quickly to Baycott. A couple of dribble spins towards the basket. Airballs an 8-footer, and it's last touched by Arkansas on the weak side. Still Carolina basketball, and it seems like there's an extra emphasis on getting Baycott the basketball early.
Tar Heels have to have production from Baycott in order to win this game.
Cadeau from the far side baseline gets it into Ingram. Into the corner to Cadeau. Underhand pass to Baycott, gives it back to the freshman, who puts it into the far corner to Ingram. 5 to shoot. Ingram dribbling down, turning towards the baseline, and kissing it off the window. Good. He got a soft roll, and the Tar Heels have tied the game with 60 seconds gone by. Blocker front court with that red headband for Arkansas. Hands off, and a foul called on the attempted exchange between Brazil and Mark. It's against Withers, his first, and the first on Carolina.
Withers fouled out yesterday, and that's the kind of foul Hubert Davis just doesn't want his team to make. Reached in, made contact. There's no reason to commit that foul.
Davis from the near sideline. Gives it to Blocker. Driving past Cadeau. Right side. Misses the layup. It spun around the rim and spit out. Baycott with the rebound. Carolina down the near sideline. Into the corner. Davis puts Carolina ahead with a three-pointer, and the Tar Heels lead 5-2. 90 seconds into the first half. Heels up by 3. Arkansas with the ball. Mitchell, top of the circle. Baycott defending on the big man. Passes left side. Through the legs, dribbled by Mark. Three-pointer over Ingram, and we're tied at 5. Cadeau up the right sideline for the Tar Heels. Passes to Baycott. Ingram looks at a 3. Brazil jumping right towards him. Affected the shot. It's no good. And the rebound to Arkansas. That last field goal, by the way, has been scored at 2, so the Tar Heels lead 5-4. Quick turnover. Ingram with the steal. He'll take it the length of the floor and dunk it home with the left hand. Carolina 7, Arkansas 4. The Tar Heels out on the break.
Harrison Ingram with 4 early points for the Tar Heels. You figure with Ryan out, a lot of offense going to have to come from the Stanford transfer.
17:30 to play in the first half. Heels defending up 3. Brazil hands to Blocker. Into the corner to Davis in front of the Tar Heel bench. He brings it out towards the wing. Cross-court pass to Brazil. Withers pushes him back outside. Shot clock inside of 10 seconds. Mark on the left side. Shot clock at 3, 2, 1. Mark didn't get it off. Baycott blocked the shot, and there is another patented Carolina defensive stand that lasted every bit of 30 seconds.
Well, it helped that Mark was willing to just kind of aimlessly dribble the ball around. Tar Heels didn't have to do a lot defensively. They did switch, and Armando Baycott did a good job staying with him and contesting the shot without fouling, which is going to be a key.
Carolina forced Villanova into 4 shot clock violations yesterday. The Heels have the ball in a 7-4 lead today against Arkansas. Ingram enters the post on the right side to Baycott. All sorts of contact. He'll go through everything and score. Count it. And there's one free throw coming up for the big man from Richmond.
Man, Armando Baycott worked hard to get that ball. He established really good post position, played through some contact. Arkansas sent a double team, but Armando just didn't care. Went straight up with it, scored, let the Hogs know about it, going to the free throw line. great sign after attempting 0 free throws yesterday. He's got one in the first 3:07 today.
The foul goes against Davis for Arkansas, and Bacot to the free throw line, where he's 21 out of 25 on the season, and he swishes home the freebie to make it a 3-point play. That gives Carolina a 10-4 advantage.
Caleb Battles in the game for Arkansas. Good scorer. Harrison Ingram's on him.
Lawson also in the game for Arkansas. Bacot defending him. Ellis also seeing his first floor time for the Hogs. 12 to shoot. Brazil top of the circle. Comes to the left elbow. Hands off to Battle. Driving by Withers, and Cadeau might have gotten him with the body with 6 to shoot. That's a foul on the Carolina freshman. His first and the team's second. 16:29 left to play in the opening half. In the third place game in the battle for Atlantis, Arkansas has the ball under its own hoop. From the left baseline, Ellis finds a teammate. It's Davis dribbling through the lane and now backing it out. Enters a high post to Brazil, turns and faces on Withers. Spins at the elbow. Arkansas sends it around to the right side. 8 to shoot. Ellis, fadeaway jumper from 13 feet off the front rim, and soaring in from the weak side is Ingram to claim the defensive rebound. The Stanford transfer brings it up the floor for the Tar Heels. With 16 minutes to play in the first half, it's Heels 10, Hogs 4. Withers on the right baseline against Brazil. Comes into the paint. Little shoulder fake, sends it back outside to Ingram. Left side, Cadeau on the drive. 12-footer floater is short. Ball knocked around, and it's Bacot almost saving it from going out of bounds, but it looks like he stepped on the end line, and that'll send us to an official timeout. 15:49 to go in the first half. Carolina 10, Arkansas 4. Adam, if there are any indications of a hangover after yesterday, they've not revealed themselves as of yet.
Like Elliot Cadeau so far in this playmaking role, and like the effort by Armando Bacot to try to go secure that offensive rebound, just stepped on the line.
Arkansas ball after the official timeout. Ellis hands to Battle, who gives it right back to the Louisville transfer. Ellis, bounce pass at the free throw line. Lawson missed the chippy, and Withers with the rebound inside the charge circle. Carolina down court with Cadeau on the far sideline. We're 4.5 minutes into today's third place game. Carolina leads 10-4. Withers top of the circle, swings a chest pass, left side to Ingram. Finds Davis on the curl. Davis passes to Withers on the drive. Left side, give it to him. And Withers in the scoring column with his first field goal to make it an 8-point lead for the Tar Heels.
That's what Jalen Withers can be for the Tar Heel offense. We saw him try to do a little too much yesterday. That was perfect.
Arkansas with the ball down 8. We played 5 minutes from the Imperial Arena. Ellis nearly doubled in the corner as the shot clock again trickles inside at 10 seconds. Brazil outside the arc on the left side. And a cross-court pass intercepted by Davis down the left side. Davis to the basket, comes up on the other side and scores. 14-4. The Heels off and running in Nassau with 14:40 to play in the first half. Arkansas takes timeout.
Tar Heels are on a 12-2 run. It's now 14-2 and 9-0 over the last 3 minutes. Carolina active in the passing lanes. Arkansas is trying to play the same way that Villanova did yesterday. The Hogs just aren't having the same amount of success. 7
points off turnovers already for the Tar Heels again last night. Arkansas was minus 17 in points off turnovers against Memphis. And if you're Eric Musselman, the last thing you want to do is see your team get beat again because of the same things that cost you against the Tigers.
Well, and this is a game with a high blowout potential one way or the other because both teams already kind of feeling a little bad about themselves. If you get down in an early deficit, it's very easy to go, man, we got to go to the pool after this. And so if the Tar Heels could build a little lead and maybe see if Arkansas is willing to give in, Tar Heels got a chance to coast, but you got a lot of work to do before then. 14-4
Tar Heels out of the timeout, 14:30 to play in the half. Battle on the drive, pulls up from 18 and sinks a jump shot over Harrison Ingram. That stops what was A 9-0 run for the Tar Heels, and it makes it 14-6. Carolina still with the ball up 8. Davis drives over the head pass to Baycott. 12-footer off the back iron. No good. Withers, though, wrestles away the offensive rebound. Gives to Davis. To Wojcik, who's in the game. A 3 flies off the inside of the rim. Withers crashes the offensive glass, and he's fouled on his way to the basket. That's on Chandler Lawson. The well-traveled transfer from both Memphis and Oregon picks up his first and the team's third. That's got Withers at the free throw line for 2.
Great work by Jalen Withers on the offensive glass on that possession. Got 2 offensive rebounds in one sequence, and that's what earned him the trip to the free throw line.
Just missed the first one. That's his first miss on the season. He's now 6 out of 7. Arkansas has Jeremiah Davenport up off the bench, checking in for Davis, and he'll occupy the low block near side just inside of Ingram on the lane. 14:06 to play in the first half. Our score, Carolina 14, Arkansas 6. Withers at the free throw line for his second. Rattles it in, give him 3 in the game, and the Tar Heels have a 15-6 advantage. Seth Trimble into the game for Withers, who comes out. And so the Tar Heels have Davis, Trimble, Ingram, Wojcik, and Baycott on the floor.
And with Cadeau in the starting lineup, Trimble's important because he's giving you depth at both of those backcourt positions.
Davenport gets it in to Lawson. And Arkansas will beat the token pressure up the near sideline with Ellis defended by Davis. Inside 14 to play in the first half. Battle on the drive. Acrobatic lay-in left side. He soared to the basket. He's got 4 in the lead for Carolina. Cut to 7 as Trimble drives the baseline, and he stepped on the end line. It's a Carolina turnover that gives it back to Arkansas. (15-8). Carolina leads by 7. Arkansas has the ball. Nearing 13.5 to play before the break. Battle, jab step, drive on Davis. Right elbow jumper, and he took steps in order to get free. That's good defense by Davis because Battle has an explosive first step.
Arkansas's version of ISO one-on-one basketball is different than Villanova. There's not as much space for Arkansas to operate. Villanova was completely clearing out one side of the court. The Arkansas player who's trying to score is having to go through a lot of traffic, and it cost him a turnover there.
Ingram going through traffic. 6-foot hook shot, no good. Baycott offensive rebound, too strong. Lawson with the rebound for the Hogs. Still 15-8 Carolina. Davenport stepped on the sideline. He might have taken a couple of extra steps. Either way, he's whistled for traveling. And Carolina has it back with 13:09 to play as Jalen Washington checks in for Baycott.
Those are the kind of turnovers that you got to think drive Eric Musselman crazy. Arkansas already 5 in this game after 18 yesterday. They've got 5 in the first 6 minutes. It's just too many. You can't win that way.
Davis walks it up the floor for the Tar Heels as he comes across the timeline. Out on the left wing. Washington sets the screen for Davis. Bounce pass underneath. Trimble broke free and scores. That's a good-looking guard tandem right there. Davis feeding Trimble for his first basket. Carolina 17, Arkansas 8. Ellis calling out the play for the Hogs between the midcourt stripe and the top of the circle. High screen set by Lawson. Ellis pulls up from 12. The floater rolls off the rim. Washington skies for the rebound for Carolina. And the Tar Heels off and running again with Davis right side. Pass to Ingram at the top of the key. Hands off to Trimble. Heels with the ball up 9, nearing 12 to play in the first half. Davis in the corner, 16-footer off the back iron, and the rebound to the Hogs. And Battle shook free of Trimble. Washington comes up to help. Lawson reverses it around, and a three-pointer good by Mark, who's got 5 in the game, and Arkansas trails by 6 with less than 12 minutes to play before the half. Arkansas fans up off their seats on the left end of the floor. Hubert Davis taking in things from his side of midcourt. Wojcik left side, passes to Davis. Davis on the drive, got past Lawson, sends a pass out into the left corner. Ingram, 3, spins out, but there's Trimble soaring in to collect the rebound and drop it in one motion. Athletic by the Menominee Falls, Wisconsin native. and Carolina's lead is back up to 8 at 19-11.
Great job on the offensive glass by Trimble. Nobody put a body on him, and I think he surprised him a little bit with his athleticism going to the rim.
Heels defending up 8. Lawson drives baseline, and he carried the ball. Blocker defending with the red headband. Bounce pass left side to Ingram. Wojcik sets a screen near the sideline. Ingram spins on Davenport, lost the ball. It took a hop off the backboard. It comes back to Ingram. Bounce pass Washington. Scores in one. Washington was bodied about 8 feet away from the basket, but once he retrieved that pass, he went up, drew contact, and picks up the foul to head to the free throw line for one.
Just like the Tar Heels drew it up. Harrison Ingram lost the handle. Carolina a little bit fortunate that the ball came back to him. Tar Heels able to turn it into a bucket and maybe more.
Davenport picks up the foul. Washington cashes in at the free throw line, and the Heels have doubled up the Hogs 22-11. Cadeau set to check in at the next whistle. Davenport on the wing, passes to Davis in the corner. Trimble providing some hawkish defense. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Mark with Washington near the free throw line defending. 5 to shoot. Arkansas's got to hurry. Blocker drives on the baseline. Got above the rim but couldn't finish. Washington had the rebound. Lazy outlet pass. It's deflected, but Washington reclaims and passes to Davis. The Tar Heels get a stop and have the ball back up 11, nearing 10 to play in the first half. Washington hands to Trimble. Trimble between a couple of Hogs. Passes to Ingram. Davis a 3, right side, off the front iron, and Washington had another attempt to stick it back and draws another foul. This against Devo Davis on the stick back. Gotta like the way that Washington has been so active on the offensive end of the floor.
Already got a couple of rebounds, both of them coming on the offensive end. That's now 3 total boards for Jalen Washington. Tar Heels just doing a lot of things right here early. As getting to the free throw line, they're scoring in the paint, 14 points in the paint already out of these 22. Jalen Washington trying to convert a couple more free ones.
Washington now 9 of 13 on the season at the stripe after he connects on the first. It's kind of a statistical anomaly. He's better from the floor than he is from the line. 9 of 10 from the field entering play today, as opposed to what he's done from the free throw line. Suffice it to say, he's getting high percentage shots.
Well, that's his game. That's what the Tar Heels wanted him to work on over the summer. He really worked hard on becoming a better player in the post. He's comfortable out to the three-point line. He's gotten even better closer to the rim.
There's a miss on the second free throw, so the score remains Carolina 23, Arkansas 11. We've dipped inside 10 minutes to play in half number 1 from Nassau. Good jab step by Mark. Pull-up jump shot over Davis, and he swishes that home. 23-13. Carolina's lead cut to 10. Cadeau ignores the high screen set by Washington, drives left side by Mark, and he is rejected at the rim by Bay Fall, who takes a fall. It's still Carolina basketball.
And I think what Hubert Davis or maybe Marcus Page, when Cadeau comes to the bench, might tell Cadeau would be, that's why we need you a little more in a playmaking role than a scoring role. There's a lot of big guys in there under the rim. Look for a teammate, find an easy basket.
One of the big guys, Washington, comes out. There's a roar of Carolina approval for his play as Baycott checks back in. Cadeau, meanwhile, tries to enter the ball from the near baseline. Instead, there's a foul called on Arkansas's Caleb Battle, which is his first and the team's 6th. So foul trouble accruing for Arkansas after committing 25 fouls yesterday against Memphis. We'll do it again from the baseline. Cadeau lobs it into Baycott, who hands it right back to the freshman. Wraparound pass to Davis on the right wing. Pocket pass, Ingram. 9.5 to play in the first half. Ingram isolates on the right side. Picks up his dribble. Passes to Cadeau. 5 to shoot. Bounce pass back to Ingram in the deep corner. He's got to let it go. Sails over the rim, and Arkansas wins the rebound.
Not a great offensive possession.
Mark driving left side on Cadeau. Gets to the basket and scores. Mark with 9. And the Tar Heel lead is just 23-15 with 9 minutes to play in the first half. Davis tries to change that. 16-footer rolls off the front of the rim, and a loose ball foul called underneath on Baycott, attempting to wrangle the offensive rebound. His first and the team's 3rd. This feels like one of the moments where Carolina's got to dig down deep and stem this Arkansas momentum.
Mark's got the last 7 for Arkansas, so Tar Heels going to need to do a better job against him. Some of them are on guarded jumpers, but some of them also getting high percentage shots, kind of bullying Cadeau going to the rim.
Arkansas's hit 5 out of its last 7 from the floor, while the Tar Heels are 0 of their last 4. Pinion comes into the game for Arkansas to see his first floor time. Fall, Battle, Davenport, and Blocker on the court for Coach Musselman's team. Arkansas has the ball down 8. Rise and fire 3 by Battle off the front iron. Cadeau got pushed out of the way, and Blocker gets the offensive rebound outside the arc. Fresh 20 for the Hogs. Fall picks up his dribble as Baycott hounds him near the arc. Pinion in the near corner. Again, just 5 to shoot for Arkansas. Battle, step back 3. Trimble affected the shot that's short, and it's Davis with the rebound on a hop. But first, there's a foul caught on the floor, and Davis can't believe that it's against him. And quite frankly, I don't think he's the only one in disbelief right now.
They're going to look at it for a possible hook and hold after the Hogs were adamant that that's what R.J. Davis had done.
We'll see if the Tar Heels can keep Arkansas at an arm's length. Blocker, quick inbounds pass to Davenport in the corner, and a long 2 falls for the graduate out of Cincinnati. 23-17. Arkansas trails by 6, nearing 8 minutes to play. And a whistle away from the ball. Marquise Pettigrew blows the whistle, and I believe it's on Layden Blocker. That's the 7th foul on Arkansas, so Carolina to shoot free throws for the remaining 8:08 of the first half.
Eric Musselman just keeps rotating in those bodies until he finds a set of 5 that he likes.
Davis at the free throw line for the front end. Makes good, and he's got 4 in the game. It has been a wild Arkansas rotation through the first 6 games of the season, and Coach Musselman said before today's game he is still searching to find the right combination of guys at the right time, as Davis's second free throw is good.
Musselman and Pettigrew almost got into it right there, as Musselman had to be separated from the official during that free throw by one of his assistant coaches, as the Hogs aren't happy with the officiating either.
Davenport pulls up from 12 and drops home the jumper right side. That's 4 in a row for Davenport. 25-19. Carolina up 6 with the ball, less than 8 to play before halftime. Cadeau, Trimble, Baycott, Davis, and Ingram on the floor for the Tar Heels. High entry to Baycott right side. Carolina swings it left to Cadeau.
A lot of contact under the basket right now.
To Davis, enters Baycott, stripped on the way up, and Davenport comes away with the steal. Lots of contact, no whistles. Davenport, 3 on the trail, off the iron. Ingram with the rebound, underhand pass to Cadeau, and the Tar Heels off on the secondary break. Davis on the drive, stripped on the way up, and a foul called, which will have RJ at the free throw line for 2.
You can feel the difference, the absence of Cormac Ryan and Carolina shooting. Tar Heels just 1 of 5 from 3, 41% from the field overall. Mondo Baycott just 1 of 4 here in the early going.
Davis at the free throw line for 2. Makes good on the first. He's got 6 in the game. Carolina leads by 7, 26-19.
Look, if there's one thing we know, you can absolutely win a game doing nothing right other than the free throw line. So this is an achievable way to win.
Next free throw is good. Davis with 7, and the lead is 8, 27-19. Clock inside 7:15 to go before intermission. Mark up the far sideline for the Hogs. Ball came out to set the screen, then backed off. Chest pass, top of the circle to Davenport. Pinion has the ball, and another whistle away from the ball. It's against Arkansas for setting an illegal screen with Davenport. So that's 9 team fouls against Arkansas. 2 on Davenport, 2 on Davis. And again, 25 fouls committed yesterday by Arkansas. The Tar Heels committed 30 yesterday. It's most since a game against Louisville in 2015 when it committed 33. Carolina ball, 27-19 our score. Withers gets by Davenport on his way to the rim. Some body contact, but the finger roll wouldn't go. The Hogs down court. Mark, lefty three from the right wing. It's good. And Mark into double figures with 12. Arkansas has cut the lead to 5. The Tar Heels back to their bread and butter of Bacot. Spinning on the baseline. Hook shot. Finds a soft spot on the back rim and drops through. Bacot with his second field goal. He's got 5. Carolina 29, Arkansas 22.
Mark's 5 for 5 from the field. Tar Heels need to check him up defensively. It's R.J. Davis on him right now.
Davis, the leading scorer for the Tar Heels, with 9. 6 to play in the first half. Mitchell with 10 to shoot. Backs down Ingram on the left side of the lane. Turnaround jumper from 8. It's off the back rim, and Davenport and Withers both get tangled up, hustling for the loose ball. This call, I believe, is going against Withers.
I think Harrison Ingram might have been trying to pull the chair out from under Mitchell defensively because he gave a lot of ground on that post-up.
Foul's actually called against Bacot, which is his second, and that's more bad news for Armando, who takes a seat on the sideline. That'll have Washington back up and ready, and he played well earlier with 4 points already. That's his high number so far in Nassau after getting 3 against UNI. Arkansas out of the inbounds play, gets it in. Battle driving right on Davis, and another whistle. Adam, this game has alternately gone between being called very closely to just letting him play. And that's the second foul on R.J. Davis.
I'd like to be there when Eric Musselman explained to L. Ellis what his role was offensively on this team. Wait a second, you mean I got to pass it to Battle and he might not pass it back to me?
So Arkansas gets it inbounds to Mark, who's been hot as of late, with 12, and he'll get to the rim but get fouled. Shot won't go. And the foul goes against Cadeau, joining Davis and Bacot with 2 fouls. That's 17 fouls on the Tar Heels. And Mark to shoot 2 with 5:40 to play in the half. Arkansas trailing Carolina 29-22.
This trip down the floor isn't going on the Carolina defensive highlight reel. Harrison Ingram probably like to have a couple of those back. Carolina's been whistled for 3 fouls. Giving up some offensive rebounds. Mark gives him a gift and misses his first free throw. This is Arkansas's first trip to the line.
Wojcik comes into the game for Davis. Mark to get another free throw. He's a 74% shooter on the season from the stripe. Lefty's second is good. And he adds to his game-high 13 points. It's a 29-23 advantage for Carolina, who's got the ball with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the first half. Cadeau, hounded by Ellis, gives way to Ingram on the left side. Ingram drives on Battle, mishandled the ball. It's loose on the floor, and it squirts through 3 different players. The last to touch it is Withers in front of Eric Musselman in the Arkansas bench. Ball out of bounds to the Hogs with 5:20 to go before the break.
Tar Heels just trying to do a little too much, and then all of a sudden everybody's slipping and sliding down on that right-hand side of that end of the court, which has been a consistent problem throughout this event.
Coach Davis and Coach Frederick have a quick word together at the front of Carolina's bench, just down the sideline from our broadcast setup inside the Imperial Arena. Carolina's fans trying to get the 5 on the floor to play strong on defense. Carolina still leads Arkansas 29-23. The Heels have had a lead as big as 12. But Arkansas, late here in the first half, is making a game of it. So here we go. Hogs basketball. Ellis pounding it out high against Cadeau. Comes free. 4-3. Lets it go. Off the back iron, and Withers tracks down the rebound on the left wing. Cadeau front court. Coach Davis calls out the play by waving his right index finger around on the sideline. Cadeau driving right. Hook pass. Washington, a power dribble to the basket. Left side, it won't fall. But he's back to the line for 2 more. Again, that's the activity you like out of the sophomore from Gary, Indiana.
and the playmaking you like from Elliot Cadeau. El Ellis was pretending like he enjoyed playing defense and was trying to be kind of aggressive and put his hands on Cadeau, overplay him a little, and Cadeau just took advantage of it, went right past him to the rim and created what looked like at first it might be a dunk for Jalen Washington. Instead ends up with him going to the free throw line.
So that's the second foul on Mitchell, and the first free throw by Washington is good. 10 team fouls on the Razorbacks. That means the Tar Heels to shoot 2 at the stripe from here on out in the half. Next free throw for Washington. It's good. And Jalen with an early 6 to put the Tar Heels up 31-23. Brazil checks back into the game for Mitchell, who exits with those 2 personal fouls. And for as much as we talked about Brazil in pregame, he's not been much of a factor in today's contest.
Hasn't taken a shot and doesn't have a rebound after 2 straight double-doubles here in Nassau.
Three-pointer by Davenport in the face of Cadeau. Catches rim and nothing else. Withers has another board. Carolina's got a chance to go up double figures. Up 31-23 with the ball. Cadeau lobs it to Withers. Right side to Wojcik. Some more wet spots being wiped up in the Arkansas front court. 10 to shoot. Withers driving right side all the way to the cup. Slings it off the glass. No good. And the rebound to Mark. 2-on-2 break. Mark left side. Swoops the basket. And he scores. Mark with 15 points. And it's 31-25. Trimble to check in at the next whistle. Cadeau goes behind his back and he's fouled. That whistle avoids what would have been Cadeau's first turnover here in Nassau, and he'll be at the free throw line for 2 with 4:01 to play.
I think Trimble's assignment when he checks in during this next horn is going to be pretty simple. You got Mark. Mark is 6 for 6 from the field. The rest of Arkansas's team put together is 5 of 16. There's not a lot of secret about how Arkansas is still in this game.
Carolina up 6, 31-25. And Cadeau at the stripe, or he's just 8 of 15 on the season. He's yet to score today after getting 3 points and 5 assists yesterday against the Wildcats. Still hasn't the scoring column as the first of 2 free throws rolls off the front of the rim. Trimble in for Withers, who gets a well-deserved seat on the sideline. He's got 5 rebounds already, does Withers. That's the most of anybody who's played in today's game, as Cadeau still can't break the scoring drought.
He missed a couple big ones yesterday, too. Tar Heel's going to need him to produce at the line.
So still 31-25. We're inside 4 to play in the first half. Carolina defending with the 6-point lead. Mark turns and faces on Ingram. The lefty jabs left, comes back right, 18-footer goes, and he is hot as you like if you're an Arkansas fan. 17 in the game for Mark.
He's 7 for 7 from the field, and it's not an easy 7. It's a lot of jumpers in there.
Arkansas down by 4. Cadeau, wraparound pass to the left wing. Ingram, bounce pass underneath. Washington fouled on the way up, and on the way down he'll score and head back to that very familiar free throw line for 1. Washington's first free throw rolls off the rim, so all of a sudden Carolina's hit a cold snap at the stripe after Cadeau missed a pair. Washington misses one, and the score still remains 31-27. Next free throw. Spits out, no good. Carolina can't get a break at the line, and Arkansas down 4 has the ball with Ellis coming front court. Brazil, top of the circle with Washington defending. Hands off to Davenport on the drive. Ingram cuts him off. Sends a pass back out on the left wing to Ellis with 10 to shoot. 3 minutes to play in the half. Heels up 4 defending. And a foul called on Trimble after it looked like Battle lost his footing. He gets bailed out with 8 to shoot.
That's just bad. That's bad by Marquise Pettigrew. Who, the play was right in front of him. There plainly was no contact, but Battle threw his head back to make things look bad, and Pettigrew fell right into the trap, blew his whistle after the ball had trickled away, and it became obvious Carolina was going to get possession. Then he decided it was a foul. If it was a foul, it was a foul before that.
Marquise Pettigrew and Coach Davis having a conversation, and by having a conversation, I mean Coach Davis was doing most of the talking as the front end rolls in good for Khalif Battle, an 81% free throw shooter. Battle has 5 in the game, and Arkansas is close as it's been in a while, down 31-28. Second free throw, good. And Arkansas down to 31-29. Cadeau walks it up the floor with Blocker defending the freshman. Whistle away from the ball, and Adam, an offensive foul called against Carolina. Jalen Washington picks up his first, and that's the team's 9th. It's just not going Carolina's way right now when a whistle blows.
Tar Heels got to get a stop right here. Arkansas has got their confidence back. They're playing so much more confidently, sharing the ball more, not just jacking up jumpers. Carolina's got to defend.
Mark jacks up another jumper, and he still hasn't missed. Another long two ties the game at 31. Mark has 19. That's 2 off a season high that he had earlier against UNCG. Ingram spinning in the lane. He was out of control, and now it looks like he's bailed out by a foul call against Battle, which is his second. And the Tar Heels, can they get off the schneid here at the free throw line? The Heels 10 of 16, but you've had 2 empty trips with Cadeau and Washington, both missing 2.
Tar Heels playing right now without R.J. Davis or Armando Bacot on the court, and offense has been a little bit of a struggle. Tar Heels this year so far have needed one of those 2 on the court to be productive, and right now they're going to have to try to do it at the line. They've had some chances, missed their last 4. Harrison Ingram going to go to the line for the first time today and try to break that trend.
Some more wet spots being wiped up by the crew here in Nassau. I think it's pretty safe to say after the events that unfolded in our game, which was the first game on Wednesday, the art of wiping up the sweat and the condensation has gotten a lot better.
Well, you know how at the Smith Center everybody always enjoys that the JV managers who do the wiping up job are like on fire to get out there and wipe it up? Imagine the exact opposite of that. That's what it's like here. Like, oh, is there some moisture on the ground? I'll get to it in a minute. Right now I'm drinking this ice-cold Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it mimics the attitude here on the islands. It is awful relaxed as Ingram's first free throw. Good. 5 for Ingram. Davenport checks in. Battle takes a seat on the sideline after picking up his second. 2:25 to play in the half. Carolina up a point, 32-31. Withers to check in, but instead Ingram misses the free throw strong, and it stays a 1-point lead for the Tar Heels.
Arkansas hasn't led since 2-0.
Approaching halftime in Nassau. Arkansas with the ball down 1. Lahr couldn't create space against Trimble. Passes to Brazil at the top of the key. Step back 3. Almost brought rain. It brings a rebound down for Ingram on the miss. Trimble down the far sideline. Driving right. Pitching into the corner. Wojcik wide open 3 off the iron. Washington with the offensive rebound for the Tar Heels and a fresh 20. Pass looking for Trimble. Looked like it was deflected by Blocker. Or was it running down court? Officials say it's Arkansas basketball.
Seth Trimble, I think, thought it was going to be Carolina basketball as well. He tapped his chest and said, "My bad." Hubert Davis said, "What are you doing? Why didn't you go pick the ball up?" And the Tar Heels just hand it right back over.
That's an unforced error. With 1:46 to play, Carolina 32, Arkansas 31. The Hogs have the ball in the near corner. As Davenport tried to break free from a screen, instead the screener Ellis gets the ball. Left side to Mark. Trimble right on his hip, knocks it free with 10 to shoot. Brazil to Davenport. Finds a cutting Blocker who's hammered on his way to the basket by Wojcik. That's a clean play, a hard foul. A good thing Blocker left his feet off of 2 feet instead of just 1. But it's got free throws coming up for Arkansas.
Do think Trimble's done a little better job on Mark these last couple trips, as Mark has wanted to take the shot but haven't been able to get it away. Arkansas has had to look elsewhere for offense, and it's Blocker with a chance to give them their first lead since 2-0.
First free throw good. Blocker into the scoring column for the first time. For as homegrown as Northern Iowa was on Wednesday, Blocker out of Little Rock, just a hop, skip, and a jump from Fayetteville. Makes good on the second free throw, and it's 33-32 Arkansas. Another big lead has slipped away for the Tar Heels in the first half.
It was as big as 12.
Inside 90 seconds to play before the break. Wojcik hands to Cadeau. Through the legs dribble as Withers sets the screen. Cadeau lofts a pass into the right corner to Ingram. To Trimble on the drive. Brazil blocks it out of bounds on the baseline. It still remains with Carolina. 10 seconds to shoot.
You really saw the absence of Cormac Ryan right there. If he's out there, one of those two passes around the three-point line is to him. He takes that three. Instead, Carolina had to penetrate, got blocked.
Arkansas fans calling for defense. Hog faithful on their feet. Carolina to inbound from the left baseline. Cadeau gets it into Wojcik. Shot clock inside at 10. Wojcik takes a tumble. And no foul call. Ball out of bounds to Arkansas.
With Baycott and R.J. Davis on the bench with 2 fouls, offense has just become very scarce as the Tar Heels haven't made a field goal in the last 5 minutes and 14 seconds. They're 1 for their last 9. Arkansas
has battled all the way back from down a dozen to lead by 1 with just over a minute to play in the first half. Ellis pounds the ball out high, and a tricky pass to Davenport results in another foul called on Carolina. That's on Ingram, his first. And Adam, how many times have we seen it this week where there's a whistle about 20, 25 feet away from the basket?
Well, and that was a foul. Harrison Ingram just reached in. He immediately pointed to his head as if to say, kind of that gesture Dean Smith used to make. Play smart. He knew that wasn't a smart play. He's giving Davenport a free trip to the free throw line for 3 points in what's likely to be a 1 or 2 possession game.
Davenport's only been to the stripe twice this year. He's 2 of 2. Another wet spot being...
Look, this guy isn't going to bend down to get the wet spot off the floor, but he'll kind of look at it.
So it looks like the floor is clean and...
enough. It's clean enough.
Davenport sinks the first of 2. Arkansas all of a sudden leads 34-32.
Carolina led 23-11 at the 10:02 mark. Remember, a couple of 9-point leads got away in each half yesterday.
Second free throw rattles in. Davenport has 6. Arkansas leads by 3. Under a minute to play in the half. Hogs fans are into it. Cadeau pushes it right, pulls up from 3, off the front rim, and it trickles through. Soft roll for the freshman, and we're tied at 35. The Heels needed that in the absolute worst way.
I think normally you would say you might like to see at least one pass, but with offense so scarce, good play by Cadeau to create something.
About a 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Tie game at 35. Mark on the drive. 17-footer off the back iron. Late whistle. And Trimble just shakes his head as he walks down court, whistled for another foul against Arkansas's hottest shooter.
Well, I think the issue there is the call came from across the court with an official right in front of the play. You hate to see that. Perhaps he could see something that wasn't otherwise visible. I think Seth Trimble felt like he had played pretty good defense, and instead now Trimble's got his second foul. Cadeau's got a second foul. 4 Tar Heels with 2 as Hubert Davis is frustrated.
So back to the free throw line we go. Marks first. Off the front rim. And it stays 35-35. Mark is 8 of 8 from the floor, but just 1 of 3 at the free throw line. He's got 19 points to lead all scorers. This would put Arkansas ahead. Shots on the way, and the Hogs lead 36-35. Mark with 20 in the first half. 20 seconds to play. Shot clock is off. Davis, Cadeau, Baycott, Withers, and Ingram on the floor for Carolina. And the Heels take their use it or lose it timeout. Both teams won on Wednesday, both lost yesterday. Here we are today in the first game of this event, a day after Thanksgiving. So out of the timeout, Carolina gets it to Cadeau. 10 seconds on the game clock. Bounce pass Davis. Stolen by Blocker. Here he comes down the left side, and Blocker elevates and dunks it home with two hands. And that'll take us to the break.
I can say those last 10 minutes were not Carolina basketball. Need a better performance here.
So here come the Tar Heels. And the home whites moving from left to right, and a quick whistle to begin the second half as, you guessed it, Marquise Pettigrew blows the whistle, and it's against Mekhi Mitchell, which is his third and the team's first. So Mitchell the first with 3 personal fouls, and that's bad news for the Hogs.
Tar Heels were going to try to go inside to Baycott, like establishing that early.
Cadeau from the baseline feeds it to Baycott, backing down and driving baseline against Mitchell. Feeds a pass out into the right wing to Davis, driving against Blocker. Fadeaway jumper from 10, rolls off the rim, but there's Jalen Withers coming from out of nowhere to tap it in. And Carolina's got the first bucket of the second half. It's down to a 1-point Arkansas lead. Bounce pass to Mitchell, feeds it right back to Davis. Wasn't much of a factor in the first half with 2 personal fouls. 10 to shoot for the Hogs. Mark, who was a factor with 20 in the first half, lost the ball on his way to the hoop. And a foul called on Withers, who has his second. And that's the first team foul on the Tar Heels. It comes with 37 seconds. Make that 47 seconds gone by here in the first moments of the second half. So Blocker to trigger the inbounds from the right baseline. Feeds Brazil. And Mark wants a screen. Lets a 3 go. He's just a little strong with that. And Ingram with the rebound for the Tar Heels, who wanted a foul call but couldn't get one.
First miss of the game for Mark.
38-37. Heels down 1, and the Heels up 1 on the R.J. Davis floater. Davis into double figures with 11. And he's just passed a couple of really good Tar Heels on the all-time scoring list. Luke May and Chris Lang for 41st all-time. Heels up a point, and Arkansas turns it over. Brazil was looking for Mark. He couldn't find him, and the ball's over the baseline. Carolina so far getting some breaks, some turnovers, and some buckets to begin the second half. Cadeau to Baycott. Back left to Cadeau. Fires across court pass to Davis. Drives right, and Brazil erases that. That might have gone from Nassau to Freeport. It's out of bounds to Carolina.
Baycott gave way too easily there. Mitchell trying to deny him post position. Mitchell's playing with 3 fouls. Looked like Baycott might be headed for picking up that 4th. Is now Mitchell, I think, asking out of the game or else saying he's okay to stay in the game. He wants to stay in.
Davis from the right baseline to Cadeau. 10 to shoot for the Tar Heels, who lead by a point almost 2 minutes into the second half. 3 to shoot. Davis lost the ball, and a shot clock violation. His whistles all of a sudden few and far between. Ingram wanted a call on the defensive end of the floor, didn't get one. And Davis had the ball last when the shot clock went off.
You're not going to get that call when you just dribble around aimlessly for 12 seconds. It may have been a foul, but you've got to create some kind of action that makes it look like you've got a plan.
Carolina's still up 1, 39-38, but defending Arkansas. Brazil bounces to Mitchell, puts it on the floor, runs right through Withers, called for the block. The basket goes, and Arkansas heading back to the free throw line, up 40-39.
If Hubert Davis ever gets a technical foul, we're getting close. That sequence was a frustrating one from a Carolina perspective, as the Tar Heels felt like they didn't get a call, and then it kind of looked like Mitchell put his head down and initiated that contact, but instead it goes the other way.
Well, here's why that's big, is if that's an offensive foul, that's 4 on Mitchell. As it stands, it's 3 fouls on Withers, as Mitchell makes it 3 the old-fashioned way to put Arkansas up to 41-39. And Lawson comes into the game for Mitchell, who exits with those 3 personals. Cadeau up the far sideline to Davis. Back top of the circle to Withers. Carolina enters to Baycott between 2 Hogs, has a shot. And Brazil squeezes the loose ball at him.
You got to go harder than that. I know there were 3 Arkansas defenders around him. You got to make them blow the whistle.
17:20 to play in the ball game. Arkansas with the ball on a 41-39 lead. Davis out on the left wing. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Brazil turns and faces against Withers. He's got a left hand right in his face. 5 to shoot. Brazil crosses over towards the baseline. Spins towards the basket. Floats one off the window. No good. Davis has the rebound for Carolina, and the Tar Heels come up the near sideline with Cadeau. Another whistle. Jeb Hartness with the foul call, and Adam, you take a deep sigh of relief. That was not on Baycott.
For just a second, it looked like it was going to be on Baycott, clearing some space under the rim.
Instead, it's on Lawson, who is defending Baycott. That's his second. And we'll take inside 17 minutes to play. Carolina ball. Ingram strong to the basket. Left it short off the glass, but Mark whistled for the foul. That's 2 on Mark. 3 team fouls on Arkansas. And with 16:50 left to play in the second half, Ingram at the free throw line. Sitting on 5 points in the game is the Stanford transfer. He's 1 of 2 at the charity stripe.
81 fouls called in the last 68 minutes of Carolina basketball. 81 fouls.
You just blew my mind, Adam.
I mean, that's too many, right? I mean, I know it's early in the season. You're trying to establish a pattern for how you're going to call the game. You can't call it that way the whole year.
Ingram swishes the first, rolls in the second. Carolina's tied the game at 41 and now asserts a little full court pressure. Blocker gets it out of trouble to Brazil, and at 6'10", he takes it all the way down the court. Looks like he pushed off, no call, missed the shot, rebound to Ingram. Down the far sideline, here comes Davis. Lobs a pass to Baycott, 1 big dribble, a miss, but a stick back by Harrison Ingram. He'll punch his chest and he'll score. 43-41 Carolina.
Great job by Ingram not to give up on that play. And now he'll get called for a foul on the sideline.
Arkansas coming front court. And Ingram whistled for his second foul. That's the 3rd team foul on the Tar Heels. With 16:21 to play, Carolina's got a 43-41 lead. And Adam, our sight line here on the baseline is totally obstructed by anybody and everybody on the Heels bench standing in front of us.
Looked like there might have been a little bit of a dust-up there. Harrison Ingram was whistled for a foul trying to defend on the sideline in front of the Arkansas bench. And then maybe a couple words were exchanged. We're back. We're ready to play. It's a close game. Don't get mixed up in that stuff. You got a close game that you need to win.
Arkansas hands it off into the right corner to Davis. Bounce pass left side to Mark. Again, 10 seconds to shoot. The Hogs have whittled the shot clock down time and again. Mark picks up his dribble on the left wing with 5 to shoot. Sends it to Brazil. Back outside. Mark has to shoot. And he scores. Wow.
Why would Jalen Withers take a step back from the guy who's now 9 for 10 from the field?
23 for Mark and a 1-point Arkansas lead as we're inside 16 to play. Cadeau uses a screen from Baycott, crosses back over inside the lane and absorbs contact from Davis.
You're going to have to make free throws to win this game.
Davis to inbound for Carolina on the near baseline. And speaking of whistles, there's another one called against Caleb Battle. And he's now got 3. Arkansas with 5 team fouls.
This is an NCAA tournament type game, and this isn't NCAA tournament officiating. It's just not.
I had a hotel worker ask me yesterday if the officials were locals. 3-pointer on the curl by Davis. That wasn't local, that was long distance. And he's got 14. Carolina's got the lead 46-44. Lawson hands off to Mark. Put his body into Ingram. He lost the ball, but it comes to Brazil outside the arc. The chant of defense coming from the blue-clad Carolina fans. Battle on the drive. Bacon affected the shot at short, and Davis off and running for Carolina. Davis at the free throw line. Bounces a pass into the corner. Cadeau returns the favor. Can he do it again? No. Davis misfires, but Cadeau claims the offensive rebound. Withers a 3 from the corner. That's off the mark. Bacon taps it a couple of times, and it's on the sideline. A whistle call, and Bacon accused of pushing El Ellis. as this game just continues to boggle the mind.
Despite the fact that you don't get points out of it, that was a great possession from Elliot Cadeau. Created an open three for R.J. Davis, then went to the offensive glass, which created an open three for Jalen Withers. Carolina just couldn't knock it down, but you can't fault the effort. You like the shots they got. They just didn't go in that trip down. If you keep doing that, eventually they will.
Trimble comes into the game for Withers, who sits with 3 fouls. Baycott stays on the floor with his 3. Arkansas has the ball down 2. Approaching 14:30 to play in the second half. Mark shifted his shoulders, rises and fires over Trimble, and there's just nothing anybody can do about Tremont Mark, who's got a season-high 25, one shy of a career high, as Ingram hassled on his way up towards the basket. Ball out of bounds to Carolina on the baseline.
Mark gave it the too small there. That's the paradox of trying to guard him. He feels like Trimble's too small to guard him. The other Tar Heels aren't athletic enough to guard him.
Cadeau enters to Baycott, puts his back into Lawson. 2 dribbles, hook shot on the baseline, and it's good. Baycott with 7 in the game, and Carolina goes back up a bucket, 48-46.
Really think Carolina could score in the paint against Arkansas if they would continually try to go to Baycott and he would make quick moves like that one.
Less than 14 to play. Mark drives on Trimble inside the paint. Floater from 12, and it goes down again. That's a career-high 27 for Mark, and we've still got better than 13 and a half minutes to play as R.J. Davis sails down court, lifts one in, scores, and he's going to the free throw line for 1. To wear the Carolina uniform at the stripe. Rattles it in good. 17 points for Davis, and Carolina leads 51-48. Blocker dribbled against Cadeau, who's whistled for a blocking foul. For a moment, Adam, it looked like Blocker put out the old chicken wing, but it's Cadeau whistled for the foul, his 3rd and the team's 5th.
You're probably going to run into some attrition in this game also. So the Tar Heels are going to have to utilize their depth. You're going to need a guy like a Jalen Washington maybe to come in and give you similar minutes to what he did in the first half. You're not going to make it through this game unscathed.
Both teams almost into the bonus already with 13:30 to play. Heels up 3, Arkansas with the ball. Blocker near the top of the circle with 10 on the shot clock. Bounces one into the paint. Mitchell spins on Baycott. Half hooks off the mark. Blocker soars in to tap it, but it's to Cadeau. Down the sideline. Trimble absorbs contact. Blocked shot by Brazil. Carolina wants a goaltend, but the officials indicate the ball was still on the way up. And it's free throws for the Tar Heels and Seth Trimble.
And they're right. It was on the way up. That was a good block, but a good play by Carolina to push the tempo. Starting to get a couple of transition opportunities now. Fast break points, 9 of them so far in this game.
Carolina 14 out of 21 at the stripe, and they'll be there for the remaining 13 minutes and 16 seconds of the game. That's 17 fouls on Arkansas. First free throw by Trimble rolls off the rim, and it's still 51-48 in favor of the Tar Heels. Arkansas has been whistled for 20 fouls in today's game. The Heels have committed 17 as the second free throw is good for Trimble. And that makes it 52-48. Brazil checks out. Davenport in for Arkansas. Trimble, Cadeau, Ingram, Baycott, and R.J. Davis on the floor for the Heels, who lead by 4. Tip pass by Trimble on the near sideline. Reclaimed by Mark. Spins, jumps, fires, and misses for just the second time, but a loose ball foul called against the Hogs. And Carolina will be shooting a 1-and-1 on what we call the near end of the floor.
That's 4 on Mitchell as he was trying to box out Armando Baycott. There was that moment where the whistle blew and you weren't sure who it was going to be on, but that eliminates an important post player for Eric Musselman temporarily, as he'll have to go back to that bench.
And Lawson up off the bench with those dreadlocks flowing over the top of the red headband as he takes the inside block near side below Ingram. Baycott at the stripe, sitting on 7 points in the game. Nails the front end.
It's just the second and third free throws Armando has taken in these last two whistle-heavy games.
Baycott's matched his tally of 8 points from yesterday as he puts the Tar Heels up 5, 53-48. Second one on the way, and that's good. 54-48. Carolina leads by 6. Baycott checks out, and Washington comes in. And now the noise is from the Carolina faithful just behind the Heels bench. Cadeau lost his footing momentarily, stands back up to defend Mark, who throws it to nobody on the sideline. And that's Carolina basketball. Turnover number 9 for Arkansas.
Mark liked his matchup with Trimble early, but I tell you, these last couple times down, Trimble's done a pretty good job defensively against the hottest hog.
Ingram with the ball for the Tar Heels at the top of the circle. Sends it to Davis. Rise and fire 3. Off the iron. Rebound on the weak side to Ellis. And it remains a 54-48 advantage for Carolina. Inside 12.5 to play. Hogs have the ball. Ellis on the bounce to Lawson. Dribbling left against Washington. Comes back towards the front of the cup and lays it in softly good. Lawson's first field goal. The Hogs trail by 4. 54-40. We played almost 8 minutes in what has been a feverish second half in Nassau. Ingram isolated out top on the left wing. Davenport with a hand in his face. Here comes the double. Hook pass into the corner. Trimble a wide open 3. He cans it, and Carolina leads by 7.
Big shot from Seth Trimble, big awareness from Harrison Ingram. The double came, he found the open man. Just
the second 3 of the season for Trimble as Carolina leads 57-50. More cheers for Carolina defense. Mark picks up his dribble, swings it past the top of the circle. Blocker, Euro step, floater. It spins out. Washington with a strong rebound for Carolina. And that'll take us inside 11.5 to play. Davis down court, races past Arkansas to the rim and scores. Far side of the floor. Davis defending on Davis, who waves Davenport through the lane. Nearing 11 to play. Carolina defending up 9. Brazil with 10 to shoot, spins against Washington, fade away from 12, that's too strong, but Arkansas with an offensive rebound and a stick back, it's good. Maybe the smallest guy on the floor, Layden Blocker at 6'2", skied for the rebound and got the stick back. 59-52, Arkansas now trails by just 7. Cadeau bounces left side to Ingram. No hesitation as he gets inside the arc on the bounce. Backing down Davenport. Cross-court pass. Cadeau took a look down, finds his footing, finds the range. That's a 2-point field goal, and it's good for Cadeau.
Twice Arkansas now has tried to double Harrison Ingram. Twice he's found the shooter in the opposite corner. That time Carolina gets 2 out of it.
5 points for Elliott Cadeau. A 9-point lead for the Tar Heels as we tick near 10 minutes to play in the second half from Nassau. Davenport on the left wing, whistle away from the ball. There's a Tar Heel on the ground. Brazil is acting like he had nothing to do with it. Here we are midway through the second half. The Heels lead by 9. First shot by Davis is good, and he's got 20. Had a season high 23 yesterday against the Wildcats. Second free throw's on the way, and you can make that 21 points for R.J. Davis. An 11-point lead for the Tar Heels, 63-52 as the ball gets fired back to the other end of the floor, and the dubious foul that was called on Cadeau will result in Carolina getting to inbound the ball with the length of the floor to go. So Baycott gets it into Davis. Trimble, Wojcik, and Ingram on the floor for the Tar Heels. Inside 10 to play. Davis on the drive, right side. Hooks a pass to Baycott at the free throw line to Ingram in the deep corner in front of the Heels bench. Ingram pushing down towards Davenport. Comes with the left hand and drops it in. Ever so sweetly for Harrison Ingram.
What a big turn of events. We went from Arkansas looking like they had drawn a foul and were going to go to the free throw line to Carolina gets 2 free throws and 2 points.
And the biggest lead of the game for the Heels, 65-52. Davenport trying to make himself available. Instead, Arkansas shoots a long-distance three, scores, and guess what? There's another whistle as the Hogs trim the lead back down to 10 with 9:25 to play.
Fouls on R.J. Davis as Carolina fouls the three-point shooter again. This is something you heard Hubert Davis talk about in the pregame. Carolina did it 3 times yesterday. Now they've done it today, and it's not just your inexperienced players. We've seen Zayden Hyde do it here in Nassau. We've seen Elliot Cadeau do it, but that was R.J. Davis. We've seen Armando Bacot do it here in Nassau. We've seen Cormac Ryan do it. Tar Heels have got to stop doing that. You just had a 4-point possession. Now, potentially, you're giving back a 4-point play.
One of the Northern Iowa Panthers was also fouled shooting a three-pointer in the first game. So what is that, 5 times the Tar Heels have fouled a three-point shooter just this week?
5 too many, as now the officials are going to review it, I think, to see if it was a 2 or a 3.
Scoreboard reads 65-55. Mark has 30 in the game. He's 12 of 14 from the floor, 4 of 5 from three-point range, just 2 of 4 at the free throw line, so maybe this is where Carolina wants him.
They want him on the bench or somewhere back in Fayetteville.
He and Dixon need to take a nice vacation the next time the Tar Heels take on the Razorbacks and Wildcats.
He's the only thing keeping Arkansas in this game.
Free throw for the lefty. Front rim, no good. Ingram gets the loose ball on the baseline, so the score remains 65-55 Tar Heels, ticking down towards 9 minutes to play in a hard-fought second half. Ingram on the bounce outside the arc, drives it against Davenport. He's doubled, and the ball stripped by Blocker. It comes free to Davenport, and the Hogs have it front court with Mark. Pass to Davenport, left wide open for 3. It's off the iron. Bacot, uncontested defensive rebound. And Carolina's lead still 10 with less than 9 to play. Davis bounces to Bacot. Ingram passes to Wojcik. Enters the post to Bacot. Mitchell with those fouls can't do much as Bacot fades away with the floating hook shot. It's short. Tap to Davenport, and the Hogs have a 2-on-2 break. Left side Blocker all the way to the basket. It's good.
Why would you fade away against Mitchell, who's got 4 fouls? In this game, they're probably going to blow the whistle.
65-57. Carolina's lead trimmed to 8 with just over 8 minutes to go. Ingram sends it to Davis. Uncorks a long 2 just in front of the Tar Heel bench.
They're going to look at that one too. Marquise Pettigrew not sure if it was a 2 or a 3.
Back-to-back games with 23 for Davis. Carolina leads by 10, 67-57. Mark on the drive, left side, hangs, double clutches, and scores again. 32 for the Houston transfer.
Mark is 13 for 15 from the field. The rest of Arkansas, 10 of 29.
Carolina's lead back to 8 with 7.5 to go here. Davis dribbles into the paint. Blocker throws it off of Davis after it was stripped, and he'll take another timeout with 7:33 to play. Arkansas with the ball, and Blocker jogs it up the floor. Hogs in all red moving from right to left inside the Imperial Arena. Davis defending Blocker, uses a screen, dribbles to the left. Fires a pass into the left corner to Davenport.
Great job denying the ball so far by Trimble. They can't get it to Mark.
Mitchell has his pocket picked by Ingram. Down court. Here comes Ingram to the cup. The backboard was slapped. No call. Ball loose, and it's out towards midcourt, claimed by Mark. Shoulder fake on his way to the 10. Blocking foul called on Carolina. Mark had 25 against Stanford a couple of days ago, but 12 of those points came at the stripe. Held to 12 yesterday versus Memphis. And with that free throw going, he's got a career-high 33 today. His previous best was 26 against Auburn last year. His average of just shy of 16 points per game is going to go through the roof once the Hogs touch back down in Northwest Arkansas. Second free throw makes it 67-61. And Eric Musselman's team is down by 6 with 7 minutes to play.
Mark's got 34. The rest of his teammates have 27.
Davis finds Ingram on the left wing. Coach Davis admiring things just right of the Tar Heel bench. 10 seconds on the clock. Ingram, 8-foot turnaround. Yes! And he's fouled. And he's nodding his head as he walks back down court. Carolina is getting a workmanlike effort from 55 today.
Carolina really likes this set with Harrison Ingram getting the ball just above the right block and then turning his back to the basket and starting to work, either finding an open teammate or elevating over his defender. He's having a solid floor game. He's got 13 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, a chance to add one more point at the line.
Foul against Davenport, his third and the team's 10th. Shot was way short. Davis, that's Devo Davis for Arkansas with the one-handed rebound. So the score reads Carolina 69, Arkansas 61, 6.5 minutes to play in the third-place game in the battle for Atlantis. Arkansas works it around the perimeter. Mark drives at the left elbow, pitches to Mitchell, 10 to shoot. Battle with the ball in the right wing. Mitchell springs free, gets the cup, misses with the left hand, and the rebound off the window to Ingram. The Tar Heels race down court with Davis. Against Mitchell, drew a foul, throws up a floater, count it, there's one more, and Mitchell finished with foul number 5.
Good aggressive play by R.J. Davis, recognizing Mitchell really didn't want to foul him, but had to. And R.J. Davis able to disqualify one of Arkansas's best post threats on a day that Brazil really has not been impactful.
25 points for R.J. Davis. And he is playing like somebody who's going to be on the all-tournament team in a few hours. 15 against UNI on Wednesday. Rather, 13 against UNI on Wednesday. 23 on Thursday against Villanova. A free throw here, which is good, gives him 26. More importantly, it gives the Tar Heels an 11-point lead with 6 minutes to play. 72-61 our score.
So you will probably be out there until you either get that 5th foul or the game's over.
Blocker at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. He's 2 of 2 today. 5 of 6 on the season, and he swishes the first one home. Nine points in the game for the native of Little Rock. 72-62. Carolina's lead is 10, and now make it 9 on Blocker's 10th point.
Ingram or Davis here. Those are your 2 best offensive options.
Davis with the ball as he comes front court. Arkansas tries to double. A quick pass to Trimble eliminates that defensive thought, and Carolina swings it around to Ingram. Into the corner to Wojcik, driving on the baseline. Reverse layup, it's good! Wojcik's first basket makes it 74-63 with 5.5 to play. Quick shot on the other end by the Hogs. One and done. Rebound to Trimble. And Carolina slows the pace of play down, up 11, approaching the 5-minute mark in the second half. How about this Heels fan base, rising as one here in Nassau. Davis, scissors dribble through the legs, shakes free, goes to the cup. No good off the iron, and a rebound to Mark. Arkansas with the ball, 5 minutes to play. Ingram looked like he poked it, but it comes to Lawson. Turnaround hook shot inside the paint. Rolls out, last touch by Arkansas, and Carolina the beneficiary of a 50-50 call. There have been some calls throughout this one. Arkansas whistled for 24 fouls. Carolina whistled for 21. The Heels 20 of 29 at the stripe and up 74-63. Ingram tries to back down Davis on the perimeter far side. Cross-court pass. Trimble. And it's poked away by Lawson. Still Carolina basketball with 4:40 to play in the game. 12 seconds to shoot for the Tar Heels, who have it on the right baseline out of bounds.
Harrison Ingram's going to have the imprint of Devo Davis's knee on his backside after this one, as he's been getting some contact.
Davis quickly into Baycott. Back to Davis. Shot blocked on the perimeter by Blocker. And the Hogs come away with it. Lofted pass right side. Battle on the drive against Wojcik. Goes right through him and scores. Plus, he'll get one free throw. Second foul on Wojcik. That's 10 team fouls on the Tar Heels. Battle has 8 in the game, and Carolina cannot shake free of these pesky Arkansas Razorbacks.
This is one of the very few times this year that Carolina's had Davis, Cadeau, and Trimble all on the court together, as Cadeau's back in with 4 fouls, replacing Paxton Wojcik. So Carolina's small, but they're quick at this point.
4:29 left to play in the game. It's Carolina 74 and Arkansas 66 after the made free throw by Battle, who now has 9. Arkansas with full court pressure. Feels like the old Nolan Richardson days. Davis looking for a teammate. Gets it to Trimble in the backcourt. Arkansas goes to double, cross-court pass far side to Cadeau, and the Tar Heels get it into the front court with time to spare. 74-66. Carolina with the ball, up 8, nearing 4 minutes to play. Ingram again comfortably backing down the smaller Battle. Pass into the corner, other side. Trimble, where have we seen it before? It's good to go, and Carolina leads 77-66. 11 in the game for Trimble. Ties his career high. Can Battle answer? No from the left side. The three-pointer is errant, and there's Trimble with the rebound. This has to be the moment where Carolina puts this game away with less than 4 minutes on the clock. 77-66. The lead is 11 for Hubert Davis's team. And there's some pushing and shoving away from the ball. Battle whistled for pushing off on Cadeau. That's his 4th. And Elliot Cadeau is at the free throw line for 2. It's been a tough stop for Cadeau so far in today's game. He missed 2 free throws earlier in the first half. He's got 5 points in the game. He and Trimble, the 2 Tar Heels, with 4 personal fouls, as he calmly swishes the first to make it 78-66. Second free throw by Cadeau makes it 79-66. And there's some cushion finally between the Heels and Hogs. 3:35 to play in the second half. Arkansas basketball. Mark, defended by Ingram. Bounces to Lawson outside the arc. And a foul called away from the ball against Elliot Cadeau, and that's his 5th. It puts Blocker at the line, and he misfires on the first. It's still 79-66 Carolina with 3:26 to go. Arkansas needs to capitalize with the clock stopped, and it needs to get some stops on defense. Second free throw is good. Blocker with 11. And the Heels lead cut back down to 12. Davis, Wojcik, Bacot, Ingram, and Trimble on the floor for the Tar Heels. Arkansas trapping in the half court, but Trimble comes free, receives the pass to Bacot. Wojcik dribbling inside the arc, floating from the baseline, off the rim, ball loose on the floor, claimed by Lawson, and the Hogs have it front court. Left side, Davenport got his feet set, lets a 3 go, and he scores. Carolina wanted to travel there, Adam. 79-70. Arkansas within 9, under 3 to go. Here comes the double team. Davis gets it to Bacot.
Don't go away from what got you the lead.
Left side, Ingram. The Tar Heels again isolate the Stanford transfer, who feeds Davis near the midcourt stripe. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Trimble hassled by Mark, and a foul called with 5 seconds on the shot clock. That is not what Arkansas wanted, but the Tar Heels will gladly take another trip to the free throw line.
Not great discipline by the Arkansas defenses. I think they were about to have Trimble double teamed and pinned up against the sideline with nowhere to go, and instead they commit the foul, and he's going to the free throw line.
Foul called on Mark, his 3rd. 2 free throws the rest of the way for both teams. With 2:32 to go, Carolina leads 79-70. Trimble 1 of 2 at the line today, and he can't connect on the first. Still a 9-point lead for the Tar Heels. Trimble can make this. He's got a new career high. Bends the knees and drains it. 80-70. Carolina up 10 with inside 2.5 to go. Arkansas ball. Mark, rise and fire 3 from the right side. Off the heel of the rim. A running rebound by Trimble. And the Tar Heels dish it off to Davis in the backcourt. Wojcik, front court. He drove, but Lawson cut him off. Carolina content to run some clock, approaching the 2-minute mark of the second half, leading by 10. Davis drives between 3 Razorbacks. Clobbered on his way to the 10. And the senior from New York back to the line for 2.
Heady play by Paxton Wojcik, knowing the time and score. He might have had a lane to the basket, but Carolina doesn't need baskets right this minute. They need to run some time with a 10-point lead and eventually able to end up at the free throw line.
Foul called on Lawson. That's his 3rd. And Davis with opportunities at the stripe, sitting on team-high 26 points. He's 8 of 8 from the line. And he has played a hard 33 minutes today. Nobody on the lane right now for Carolina. Everybody getting some instructions from the coaching staff on the sideline. Davis knocks home the first to give the Tar Heels an 11-point lead at 81-70.
I think those are some defensive instructions. Mark got a better look than I think you would like on that last trip for Arkansas.
Davis takes a good look at the rim, bends the knees, and drains point number 28. 82-70. Carolina up 12 with 2 minutes to go on the clock. Arkansas with the ball on offense. Blocker couldn't blow past Davis, so he passes into the near corner. Mark cut off by Ingram. The Hogs reverse it around to the right side and throw it into their own bench. That's another turnover, the 12th of the ball game for Arkansas, and Carolina is closing in on what will be a significant win early on in the season. Still 140 and counting to go. Carolina 82, Arkansas 70. Davis bouncing it just inside the midcourt stripe in the Imperial Arena. Pass to Wojcik, open 3, left side, count it! Wojcik, he raises those hands, and Carolina's got its biggest lead at 85-70. That may be the clincher. Davenport a 3, right corner, no. Lawson, rebound, stick back, foul, and 1. Free throw by Lawson. Rims out, no good. And Wojcik hustles into the corner. Loose ball. Davenport was close by. Will stay with Arkansas.
Armando Bacot's going to be glad to leave the Bahamas. He's got 3 rebounds today. That should have been number 4, and Arkansas just wrestled it away from him.
1:08 to play. Carolina still leads by 13. Looked like there was a push-off by Ellis. No call as Trimble gets back up to defend. Pass to Davenport outside the arc with 1 minute to play. Davenport fires up a 3 over Ingram. Clangs off the iron. Rebound to Bacot. And the Tar Heels are 50 seconds away from what would be an enormous win far from home. 85-72. Davis bounces the ball between the rings. Carolina fans can feel this one. 10 on the shot clock. Ingram backs away from setting a screen. Davis drives, pulls up from 10, floats, and scores the capper to give him 30 in the game. 87-52. Carolina 25 seconds away from the win. Lawson heaves up a 3. Brick, Ingram with the rebound, and the Tar Heels have it with 20 seconds left on the clock. Trimble hops over the timeline, picks up his dribble, and cradles the ball as a couple of Hogs flank him. A slow pass over to Davis. As time winds down, Carolina claims 3rd place in the battle for Atlantis. Final score, Tar Heels 87, Razorbacks 72.